Hello all and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass and welcome to something slightly different and something slightly new for the channel. If you don't know, I am Sam. I run things here at Seen Through Glass, but I want to now introduce you to Joel.
Hello.
The latest addition to TeamSTG. You may have seen, it was like a few months ago now that I put a video out saying that I was looking for somebody to join TeamSTG, and Joel is that person. Woohoo! Fanfare. Now, Joel has already been around or has been helping produce some of the content on Seen Through Glass over the last few months. Some of you have noticed, some of you haven't. But he's been doing an awesome job so far, and he's going to be continuing to work on a number of videos in the future. You're not going to be working on everything. Joel is still working. He's got jobs to do alongside what he's going to be doing with TeamSTG. But he's going to have a presence mainly on the Facebook page. If you don't follow Seen Through Glass on Facebook, head over there now. I think it's, do you hit a like or a follow button? Or
yeah, you
something?
like it.
Like the Facebook page. And that's kind of going to be where Joel will have most of our voice away from everything we're doing here, which is a new style, a new format for the channel. I have done a couple of behind the glass videos before where I've sat down in my bedroom and talked to you sort of pieces to camera, chatting to you about different things really, explaining how I've put videos together, what's coming up, just kind of informal chat. And we are now elevating that to the next level. Welcome to my kitchen. If you don't know, I live here with my sister and her awful cat, who will probably try and make an appearance at some point because it's just horrendous. And yeah, this is our kitchen, which is relatively clean. Anyway, the whole point of this Behind the Glass series is kind of a podcasty style format. This first episode obviously is on YouTube. We are looking to make this into an actual podcast, and in the next episode we'll be telling you how you can download and subscribe and follow to it as a podcast. And the idea kind of came from a few different places, didn't it? Of course, there's no way that we can talk about this style of format at the minute and not mention Salamandrin. What you guys are doing over there with the weekly Let's Talk About Cars Yo podcast. I feel like I sound so white when I say that. Let's talk about cars.
A bit more of an accent, I think.
I'm not going to try. Which has been great and awesome to see, and I watch weekly every episode. I think it's wicked. But actually, one of my sort of first nods to potentially doing a podcast was with Matt Farah, the Smoking Tire, when I was out in LA. I really like just being able to sit around and chat cars with somebody, because fundamentally that's what we do behind camera, is either chat cars or video making. Yeah. So we thought we might as well do it on camera for you guys, share some of our thoughts, and hopefully start to get you guys involved. When we film these, we're going to try and get some guests involved week by week. That's going to change. As I say, it's not going to be every week we're making one of these videos or podcasts, because we're going to be traveling a lot, but as and when we can, it's going to try and be weekly, and then also we're going to try and get you guys involved, whether that's through a Q&A, subscriber submissions, maybe video questions, all of that still to come. But we're excited, aren't we?
Yeah.
Do excited high five. Yeah!
That was a terrible high five.
Oh, yeah, it's just embarrassing. But also, it's really exciting for me to be able to now sort of formally show Joel, release the cover. Yes. Because, as I say, I think together we're going to be creating some really exciting content in the coming months, but also because of what's going to be happening on the Facebook page, and also through these new Behind the Glass podcasts, things can only go forward in a positive light. Hopefully. Anyway, I'm going to crack things off by talking about a BMW driving experience, which I did earlier this week, because I kind of fell in love with the
You're
M2.
going to buy an M2?
Well, no, don't. Don't do that, because everyone's going to be like, yeah, M2! I don't think I'm going to buy an M2 like now, but ever since that car got launched and I've seen it, I just think it looks cool. Such an aggressive little package.
Lots of people go on about how it's, one of the best M Sport BMWs they've made.
Yeah,
as well.
For a long time.
And
lots
of
people
hate BMWs. So
I don't know who would hate BMW. Yeah, if you're long-term viewers of the channel will know that I haven't been the biggest fan of modern era BMWs. But longer-term viewers may know that I used to own a BMW 330i Saloon. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Hello.
You never told me that.
Yeah, no, it's a deep secret I keep. But when I had that car, I was obsessed with the whole BMW range. And then I don't know what happened, just over time things went a bit sour. But the M2 has kind of evoked some of those emotions again deep inside me. I didn't get that much time to drive the car during the driving experience. It was one of those cool days. Have you ever been to one of those when you just literally sign up to a generic driving experience?
I don't think I have, no.
BMW do them all over the UK, which I didn't quite realise. I've done a Ferrari one before. I think.
Okay. Oh.
Naturally.
Just brag about it, why don't you? It's
Yeah.
fine.
But this is like one of their just generic ones. So it's a ram-packed day, and you drive M4s, M6s. You go in like track-prepared cars. So it is cool. But I was really only there for the M2, and I only got about 4 laps in it. So I now have this like dying need and hunger to get my hands on one again.
I've been looking at M6s, you know. Not the new ones. You know,
V10
the first generation of
one
M6.
of the best sounding. Like,
Is it really?
Oh my god!
Never experienced one. I've just always liked the look of them. In a way. I think they're vulgar, but
Oh, you like? I like to be a bit vulgar.
yeah, I like it.
The time that I first like realised how awesome that car was, or kind of fell in love with that car a bit. This is going to be so embarrassing. Do you ever know what the Hills is? Probably before your time. Joel is about 12. The Hills was like
14.
a really awful teenage girl program. Like it was like
Okay.
it was. It's like Made in Chelsea,
Right.
But in Los Angeles, and it was all like girls doing this. And the bad guy in it was this guy called Spencer, and he was a bit of a lad, and he had an M6, and he was such a dick, but he had this fucking all blacked out M6 with
probably
with
fit me perfectly
aftermarket
though,
wheels.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, he was blonde and he had like a really awful beard. I was like, I get you, bro, I get you. So yeah, M6s. How much do they go for these days?
Do you know? I don't know, but I think you can probably get them around 10k.
Oh!
I don't know.
You put
But it's ever since-
putting him like that. Let's look.
Yeah,
let's
let's look it up now. But
Yeah,
it's
look.
ever since I saw that Top Gear where they had the M6 against a V8 Vantage and a 911, I think, the 997
Really?
in the Isle of Man.
Oh yeah, was
And it
really
had that
foggy?
song where it's like Diamonds is Forever, and it was like a really sort of
That song.
Yeah,
the really
I remember
famous
it.
Diamonds Are Forever song.
and they had like this M6 in like maroony sort of red,
I'm looking now.
Maroon.
There are only 82 M6s on Auto Trader.
and they're rare, so that's
This is
another
not
reason.
a paid promotion for Auto Trader.
definitely not the.
You can get a 2012 M6 convertible for 40 grand.
with 40,000 miles on it though.
Yeah, but aren't they like 120 new?
The new ones are probably if you have all the options on it. With no
maybe
options,
then, maybe
it's
not
probably
120.
5
Okay,
grand.
fine. There is an M6 with the V10, 92,000 miles, for £14,000 on Auto Trader.
I bet the gearbox is terrible though.
Yeah, DCT, right? Oh no, SMG. Oh yeah.
Is that bad?
It's not bad, and BMW guys, it's amazing. It's not great.
What about because your friend bought that CSL E46 M3? Didn't have that?
That had
the same-
SMG. And it
Isn't
was
that quite a good gearbox? Because I've also looked at
I'm gonna-
E46 M3s as well.
I'm going to get into trouble now with the BMW fan community, but actually, you know what? M6s are not that much. How much were they back in the day? BMW M6.
They were like, it was the same as the
Oh.
V8 Vantage, wasn't it? Because they compared it on Top Gear.
So maybe it wasn't.
It was like I think
80
it was
grand.
low 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's the equivalent of 6 figures now. Because this
Oh,
is
really?
like over a decade ago.
Okay, well, maybe we should get. Oh, you know what? I know someone who owns an M6 V10 with a crazy exhaust. He went on the snow tour with John Olsen.
I haven't seen the car.
Have you seen
Who's the guy?
Are you not watching John Olsen? Joel,
Sometimes.
you're now in the automotive
Sometimes.
industry space. Come on, get involved.
I am watching Andreas
Oh.
Hem's content a lot.
Oh,
'cause
let's talk about Andreas Hem's content. So is he working for John Olsen anymore?
I don't think so. Well, because the last John Olsen vlog I remember watching was one where Andreas Hem had to go off and do do a wedding or something.
Do a wedding and then he never came back.
Because he has a company called Twins Productions.
Yes,
so he had to go and do some work with that. But
And
then,
now it's Benji, isn't it? I don't know why.
I don't know. I haven't watched it. I've been looking for sort of a John Olsen vlog with a title that says I
What
need to
happened to
explain.
Andreas?
Yeah.
Guys, can you comment below?
Yeah.
Because I struggle to keep up with John's videos every single day.
It's a bit
I
full on.
dip in and out. Yeah, it's a bit
Yeah.
full on. It's also because it just makes me depressed about life, about making YouTube videos and about life.
Because he's so good at it.
It's so good. But Andreas, so if you don't follow John Olsen's channel at all, he has various sort of video producers and filmers that come along with him during the time. And Andreas appeared at one point, but has now started up his own vlog.
That was quite a big deal because he sort of reached out to specifically have someone to replace.
Sorry, yes.
Marcus.
A bit like how Joel found me.
Exactly the same. And actually, in a weird way, I saw
Exactly the same.
I saw Andreas Hem's Team Overkill application.
Okay.
And that sort of thought, oh, do you know what? I should put one into
Hello.
Sheen Through Glass. So
Let's not try that.
okay.
Okay, so Andreas, yeah, if you haven't seen, has now started a weekly vlog from his from this new company, the production company, and it's insane. Like it's literally. I mean, what I love, I don't know about you, but for me, when someone comes along and like reinvents the YouTube format,
He's changed the game completely.
it's so exciting because There's so much oversaturation in every area of YouTube. I mean, automotive, let's not start there. But in every sector, there are 1,000 channels doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So when someone comes along and does something a little bit different, I think that's why Casey Neistat blew up like he did.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because it was a whole new way of vlogging. And Andreas, whilst I don't think anyone else could maintain that level of production, like this guy is not only a genius, but the work that must have gone into that 6-minute vlog, is it?
I think that's close as 10.
Oh.
I think. Have a look.
You've got the top comment or something, don't you?
On the first vlog, I got a top comment because I thought I'd give him some encouragement.
Go on, mate.
Because he wants to hear from my opinion.
Oh, he does, mate.
No, but literally,
who doesn't?
That first vlog he did, I was like sort of.
Our first ever 6 minutes 22.
Okay, you were right.
284,000.
Yeah, the one he just did was 10 minutes.
Okay, chill out.
And that was insane as well.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous.
If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Because the thing is, right, daily vlogging, like, I dipped a toe into the murky waters of daily vlogging with the Vlog Angeli series.
Yeah.
And it nearly killed me. Like, I loved it, but the reason that I did it, and I loved it so much, is I had no other life in LA. Like, I went there purely for YouTube. So I woke up, I checked social media, I filmed all day, I edited all night, I went to sleep, and I repeated. It was literally that, and it was brilliant, and I was so immersed, and I'm so pleased with how it all turned out. But it's because I had no friends there. I had no family there. My girlfriend wasn't there. Well, she came for like 10 days, but anyway.
You had Paul.
I had Paul. But the thing is I don't understand how these people daily vlog and maintain any kind of lifestyle.
And Casey would always, in his sort of previous series of vlogs, always go on about how he has 5 hours of sleep and he's literally 19 hours a day working. But I don't think he's even joking.
No.
He's literally, that's a fact.
Yeah. And I don't know, I mean, it's always weird. I always find this interesting when people start new YouTube channels or join the YouTube space. How have you found the very brief experiences that you've been involved with? Was it what you expected? Is it more work, less work, a different type of work? Anything that's kind of...
It's easy. I mean, I don't know what the fuss is about, really. No, genuinely, I was taken back by sort of how much work does go into... I mean, from
but from a great point of view, like it's so positive.
Yeah,
you're enjoying it and you want to
love it,
work hard. But that's why I don't understand how these people do these daily videos to that.
Yeah,
I think if you're doing a point and shoot, you just got your little point and shoot here, don't you?
Yeah. TZ80, I think.
How are you finding
TZ80. It's good. I didn't actually want a point and shoot. I wanted something sort of like a compact SLR, or what do they call it in between? Mirrorless. I had a recent trip to Spain where I needed a better camera than my iPhone.
Actually, this is probably a good moment to move on to one section that's going to be a frequent and really kind of Joel's section of the podcast each week. Tech Corner. I feel like we need a...
You haven't told me about this.
Did I not?
No.
Oh, I thought I mentioned it.
Let's crack on. Far away.
Go.
What do you want me to...
I thought we discussed this. Sorry, my bad. Okay, well, let me explain to you, Joel, and you guys what's going to happen. So I thought each week we could talk about some of the equipment that we're using and the equipment that we might want, how we're putting together, how we're filming the videos that we might have filmed. Because a lot of the time, on most of the videos we put together, we see comments saying, how did you film this? How did you do that? Yada, yada, yada. And also, we are buying new gear here and there. So I just think it's interesting to talk about it and a good way to try and get free cameras from big manufacturers.
Definitely. And... to get people over to the Facebook maybe to have a look at some videos, which... So
there's going to be a sort of behind the glass extra element on Facebook as well that Joel's going to be doing, which is going to be sort of not only behind the scenes content from some video shoots that we're actually doing, so almost like behind the scenes vlogs from those days that we're out shooting, but also kind of, tutorials or just little moments, just kind of discussions. So the podcast Tech Corner will be a sort of summary of the small Facebook bits of content. Yeah. So let's kick things off with, your point and shoot camera. Yeah. Whilst you're talking about that, I'm going to go and get my new camera. Hold tight. I haven't seen this yet, actually. No. So, do I need to talk about this? Yes, talk about it. Well, so I needed a point and shoot camera for, like I mentioned, a trip to Spain, and I had like 2 days to get one. Manual focus capabilities as something like an X30, which you use a lot. That sounds boring. Anyway, what... Just shut me down the whole time. Cool. We are going to talk about this bad boy, the Panasonic HC VX F990. catchy name. I purchased this just before we left for Monaco. I wanted to look into a different kind of way to capture content. Especially during top marks, there are so many unpredictable video opportunities that it's quite bored sometimes to carry the big rig that I've been carrying for about a year and a half now with the anal beads and the... But that can go in a pocket. I've got that in a pocket.
Really?
Yeah.
I get...
And anyway, it's worked a treat.
I don't like it. To me, that just looks like you've taken a step back a decade.
Have you noticed when I've been using it in videos though?
No.
Exactly.
But
So what are you complaining about?
It doesn't bother me, fine, but...
So it's purely the aesthetics. You just don't like the look of it.
Yeah, and you're saying that that's a selling point that no one's like that I haven't noticed, but surely you want a quality improvement. So
no, I don't want a quality improvement.
You just want something that's easier to use.
Personally, I'm very happy with the quality and picture the quality that all these cameras.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
So I just wanted something that was easier to use that produced the same type of content because personally, I'm not a fan of these.
Useless.
Oh, harsh. This still does everything that I want it to do. Has motion stability, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
In a sort of slightly more compact style. Very expensive. Like
how much?
Stupidly so. Like £700. Like way too much. Considering that my NX30
for something that looks like it's come from last decade.
Yeah, if you don't know, the big cameras that you're watching on now and that I use basically majority of the time as a Samsung NX30, you can pick them up off eBay, even though Joel can't seem to find them.
That's actually what I was trying to source.
There are a million of them out there.
Lumix.
For like £300. This for £700, whilst it's been very useful, I'm not quite sure it's worth it. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, away from Tech Corner, FType SVR.
Is that an SVR?
Nope, Project 7. So I did a tweet this week. Don't know if you saw it. You might have been busy. Saying, I want to get my hands back on an FType SVR. Because I got to drive one very luckily, like a year and a half. No.
Was that before you sold? It was before you sold the
It was like
F-Type.
summer last year.
Yeah.
A year or so ago. For the day. And it was awesome. But I was a bit tinny because I owned an FType R. I was a bit like, and so I just kind of wanted to, because have you seen any on the road? Have you seen an FType SVR on the road?
I think.
Please say no.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, this is the thing. You just don't see them on the road. And so I just put this very casual tweet out, and people started going mad on Twitter. Yeah, replace the 540. Ah!
What, with an SVR?
Yeah. No.
That'd be boring.
Nope. Like literally.
You've had that car already.
But also like.
It's just got like
a
20
McLaren
brake horsepower
540C. I freely admit, like, not like the world's most amazing car, but in my mind, like, as baby supercar, to an F-Type SVR, whilst the prices are actually quite similar.
A bit of a downgrade, I think.
I think so. I mean, don't get me wrong. Basically, what I'm trying to explain is that I don't want to swap my 540C for an F-Type SVR.
But if you had all the money in the world, you'd certainly own it. It would be in your garage.
Yeah, because I think it's an amazing car. And I do really want to get my hands back on one.
They sound ridiculous.
The interesting tweet that came up was, okay, we understand you're not switching the 540 for the F-Type SVR.
Yeah.
Are you switching the above?
Not for an SVR.
No.
For an M2, which you're going to buy. You wouldn't be able to have that in yellow, though.
The SVR?
No, the M2 that
hold on, because there's a guy... how am I going to find this now? There's a guy on Instagram... who has a yellow M2. And I've been messaging him loads, actually. We've been trying to film. I should really organise that. Let me find... Ba-boom! Check that bad boy out. That's sick. That is sick.
It looks great, but...
There was also a yellow
colours.
F-Type SVR. Yellow F-Type SVR. The thing is, like... The problem that we're going to get ourselves into, I'm going to get myself into, is you talk about cars that you like, and immediately everyone assumes you're trying to buy one or want to buy one.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but as a car guy, I like a million cars. Like, surely that's like...
It's like I'm not going to buy an M6.
No, but you like one.
But I would
and you
like
might
to
look
own
at
an
them on
M6
Auto
because
Trader.
someone crashed into my car yesterday.
Who crashed into your car, John?
Just my dad. Just parked in the drive and he just decides to reverse at the speed of light into the door of my lovely Z4, which I've only had about a month.
I actually, when you texted me, I couldn't believe that had happened. Your dad crashed into your own parked car.
If anything, it was meant to be me that would, put it into a tree.
Yeah, I agree. Whoa, that's
has to get reversed in my own drive.
I have no plans to change either of my cars for at least 6 months. And I'm talking about the Abarth, not the 540. Like, the only thing, and then we're going to do a video on this soon, is that both the 540 and the Abarth, I've clocked up some hefty mileage.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into it because I'm going to save it for the next video, but not the next video, but a video coming soon. And that does play on my mind a little bit with regards to the 540.
Sure.
But it's not like I'm like, okay, cool, I'll sell it then. Yeah. So whenever I do these tweets, or whenever we talk about really liking cars, unfortunately, I'm not Shmee150 or Mr. JWW, where if I like a car, I just go and buy it.
Or Salamandrin.
What's up, Alejandro?
Hello.
I like it's like a 3 to 4 month process that I need to go about in terms of absolutely selling every item I own to be able to afford the deposit to get the finance on the car that I want to buy. But anyway, FType SVR, I am now speaking to Jaguar because those guys are amazing. I put that tweet out and Jag came straight back. So we are going to arrange some kind of activity with the SVR. I'm not entirely sure what yet. I'm thinking Ireland.
What about the Isle of Man?
No, Ireland. Not an island. You were supposed to be... We haven't gelled on the whole podcast. We're like, yeah, Ireland! Woo!
I feel like I should be disagreeing with him more than I'm agreeing, but...
Fine, okay, dick.
Why Ireland?
Because we had a wicked time doing that drifting experience.
Yeah,
Joel was there.
that was incredible.
If you haven't seen the drifting video, link below. I feel like that video got kind of lost in the whole...
Do you know what? I went back. I mean, obviously, I helped with the video, but I went back and watched that the other day because it was so funny.
Oh my god! My
Peden.
instructor, Peden, is one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah, literally. And those of you that did watch it, like a lot of you picked up in the comments about him being the best person in the world because he is.
Absolutely hilarious. So yeah,
I was laughing throughout.
Click the link below and
definitely
you can go and watch
that.
But I just really liked. I really liked Ireland.
I didn't like the food. We had a really weird lunch.
All right, Richard.
Do you remember? They had like breaded chicken.
Yeah, it was a weird lunch. But I think that might have been like where we were and the fact the guys were like, let's just go down to the shop. Let's just go down to the shop.
We should have just gone to KFC, I think.
Gotta keep that YouTube physique. Let me flex. Anyway, that's not working out for me. Okay, so FType SVR. Going to be coming soon. Another section which I definitely haven't told you about. You can read it there. Best video you've seen this week.
Andreas Hem.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like whatever one you watched. I'm actually going through my history.
It was number 4.
I watched.
The best
vlog
video.
4 is the best video. Okay.
But then I've just started watching the True Geordie podcast. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No.
Because it just came up on my feed, and although they are 2.5 hours long, so I can't actually say I've watched the whole one. They're actually really interesting because they go really in depth with people like KSI and who else have they had? I can't think now.
Cool
people
story,
like that, yeah. But that
the Geordie podcast.
I think it's True Geordie.
True
podcast,
Geordie podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I gotta check that one out. I don't know that one. I would have to say Paul's Aventador S drive. I was just looking at my history there of what I've watched this week, and more because I think this time last year we went on a trip post Top Marks Monaco, and all Paul could talk about was facelift Aventador. Facelift Aventador. Like, it's the only thing that came out of his mouth, and the fact that now he's done a video driving one, and I thought it was a sick video.
I thought it was pretty good when I watched it. I thought it was better than most.
Yeah, it was a really well put together video. Summed up his excitement. I feel like that car kind of got.
It's kind of swept under the carpet. I think that's because it looks so similar to. I mean, it's not a replacement to the Aventador, is it?
No, it's a facelift.
Even if it's
a facelift Aventador,
and it's called the Aventador S, which isn't particularly.
But for
interesting,
250 grand, when we start thinking about this, you might not be able to see because of reflections. 720S. I think the Aventador S does everything that was personally for me lacking by the 720S, even though it's probably a much worse car technically.
It's the opposite, as Paul said in the video. It's the drama.
Opposite. Yeah, it's all drama, and that single clutch gearbox is.
It does sound like Lamborghini
now,
just need to put a bloody double clutch gearbox in their Aventador.
So I heard they physically can't fit it.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's why.
It's not a weight thing?
I heard they physically cannot fit it into the chassis of the car. So the next, whatever their next flagship V12 will be, will have double clutch.
But then everyone goes on about Lamborghini leave the single clutch in their big cars for the drama aspect.
Maybe.
And from my point of view, I've not driven like a Hurricane or an Aventador, but I think that's a great thing. I can appreciate that driving through town, it's going to be a bit of a hindrance, but I think
but
you
once you're
buy
on
an
the
Aventador
road-
because you want to be kicked in the back of the head by a horse when you change gear.
Fair enough. No,
I think.
fair enough. I've never actually driven an Aventador. I've had a pair. Have you been in one?
No, do you know what? I think I've only ever been in a Gallardo.
A Gallardo.
It's
That
pronounced.
must have been fun.
It is.
That must have been fun, mate.
It's pronounced Gallardo.
Is it?
Everyone says Gallardo, and it's actually pronounced
I say
Gallardo.
I say Gallardo.
That's probably
Lamborghini
so.
Gallardo.
If you say
Lamborghini
Gallardo in an Italian sort of accent, then you can get away with it.
Maybe I say Gallardo sometimes.
Gallardo. That's probably Indian.
Margarita.
Sweep that away before we get
You go to an
racist.
Italian restaurant, they're like, "What do you want?" Depende alla piatta.
No, I'm that guy that like goes to France and then speaks English in a French accent,
Yeah,
and they
that's
get
the best.
really offended by it. That's me, and then they
French
spit in my
frites?
food.
Oh no, it's not French fruits, is it?
It's like, can I have a
Pommes
croissant, please? And they're just like,
Oh, you speak English in a
I
French
speak English in a French accent because
Oh, I speak French in an English accent.
I think most people do that though. When you naturally think that they understand you more if you replicate
Is that pigeon language?
Well, I haven't said that. I wouldn't go to.
How are you? Would you like to go to the baguette shop?
I wouldn't go to South Africa and talk about Cape Town.
You've been working on that joke for a while, haven't
Not at all.
you? Cool.
Not at all.
That probably brings us to the end of what we wanted to discuss in this first episode. As I say, it's very much a new format. Oh, no! The eagle-eyed of you will notice that this video went up at a really different time to usual.
Ooh.
So, new upload times. That's what else is to come with. Oh, we've got so much more to talk about. Hats.
Yes.
Merch. Okay, first of all, new upload time. To break the mold and change things up, I'm going for a midday upload time for the next month or so, just to try it out. I think a lot of you have noticed that most of the automotive content on YouTube now comes out at 5 p.m. UK time, which is great. We all work together and it's great for collaborations and stuff. But just to kind of shake it up, I'm going to move to midday. I don't know if that's going to work for people. Hopefully for the US guys in East Coast, it means you're going to be waking up at that time. West Coast, hopefully it means by the time you wake up, the video's already out. And then for UK guys, watch it on your lunch break. This one will be quite long to watch on your lunch break.
This one will be a bit long. Maybe this one shouldn't be 12 p.m. or is this one going to be?
It's out. It's at 12 o'clock, isn't it? Midday uploads. I'm going to run it for about a month. We'll see how we go. Definitely let me know below if that doesn't work for you or what time. Actually, do that. Comment below what time are you watching this video. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Your country and the time you're watching it. I think that would be really interesting.
No, if you include the country as well, and the time that it is in that country.
The country or the city. Not the city, because we won't know where some places are.
I'm a geography man. We should have a quiz.
A quiz? What kind of quiz?
Not now, but we should have a quiz.
Future.
A geography quiz. Because I want to prove you wrong about my expertise.
Okay.
Any country in the world, you name it, I'll tell you the capital. And I'm proud of that.
Angola. Ha! Stumped! Stumped!
Is it Luanda?
I don't know.
It is, it's Luanda. Look it up. Luanda is the capital of Angola.
Oh, you got it right. What?
So we don't need to see the quiz because I've just proved my point.
You're a
So.
freak.
Thank you.
Merchandise. Some of you have been asking. I've been getting some messages about hats. The previous batch sold out, but there is some new hats coming on the way. Slightly different in design, maybe a bit more colourful for the summer. The samples are coming later this week. We're going to check them out. This is actually a very old hat, but obviously has the full logo. That's the
Current.
which is beaten up as hell.
My own doing.
Yeah. But yeah, so new hats coming. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll be announcing a bit more detail. And there's some other little tiny bits of merch. I don't really want to do a clothing store. I'm not exactly the most fashionable guy, so I don't feel like I should be selling clothes. I feel like it's like a real piss take. He doesn't agree.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future. Anyway, bits of merch are coming. And then finally, website. I have now finally acquired SeenThroughGlass.com. Took me a while. Cost me a lot of money. Some guy in America was like...
Bloody domain names.
Yeah. Literally. Anyway, that means that a website will be coming. I think I need to create a holding page first. If any of you guys out there are like awesome website designers and want to get involved, holler at me. But yeah, website will be coming. For now, please head over to the Facebook page. That will be the top link in the description below. Smash a like and really keep an eye on there because it's going to be becoming a lot more active. We're going to be posting a lot more content on there. And as I say, if you want to hear more from Joel or ask Joel questions, he will be on there. We'll be making it very clear when Joel is posting or when I am posting. So hopefully there'll be no confusion there as to who is replying to your messages, replying to your comments, etc. Just so that there's no overlap or confusion. And
I mean, keep sending all your messages in because we do genuinely read the lot of them.
It is very hard to reply to everything. We are trying together, but we read everything. Read absolutely everything. It just takes a long time to get back to you. So yeah, keep submitting messages, and then hopefully now that Joel's on board as well, he can help go back to some of you guys. But I want to try and get back to you personally to most of them, which is why I've been saying to Joel, hold off actually replying to anything yet. But now you know who he is. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this very different, new kind of format. If you have, make sure to smash that like button. Such a YouTube cliche, aren't I? And yeah, we will catch up with you very, very soon. Some really exciting videos, some very exciting trips coming up over the next few weeks, including the Monaco F1, Scotland, a road trip through Europe, which I cannot wait to share more details on, and then the build-up to Goodwood Festival of Speed. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. We will catch up with you very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.